China's economy likely grew at 10.5% in the second quarter, and that's a slowdown, and one that may continue for the rest of the year or longer as the government weans the economy off stimulus and exports, despite a strong May, slow on weakness in Europe and the U.S.
Already peaked. We think the peak was in May.
When economic growth fell to the slowest pace in more than a decade in the first quarter of last year, policymakers encouraged a lending spree to the tune of $1.4 trillion in 2009. Investment surged, property prices ballooned, and within a year, the pace of economic growth had nearly doubled to 11.9% in the last quarter. Policymakers have since clamped down on new lending, causing property transactions to slump. Factory output and fixed asset investment are also estimated to have slowed in June.
The property market is a classic example of the sort of fix they find themselves in. On the one hand, property construction is responsible for a large percentage of GDP growth that we're seeing. To rein that in potentially means reining in economic growth, and that's why you see them stomping on the accelerator and stomping on the brake at the same time.
It seems quite a bit early to already relax policy. But at the same time, because people can already foresee a continued slowdown, I don't expect any further tightening.
It's been a difficult couple of years for the global economy, almost 2 years to the date since China hosted the Olympics. But the Chinese economy has remained an engine of growth, to the point where some economists say this is the quarter that will mark the milestone when China overtakes Japan as the world's second biggest economy.
It's a sign of China's economic achievement, but it's also a point where China should take note. What happened to Japan when it became the second largest economy and the largest exporter in the world? Japan failed to adapt its economy and adjust it to a more sustainable growth path,
such as stimulating more domestic consumption. It's a much-needed transformation, economists say, to help put the Chinese economy on more even footing. Stephen Engle, Bloomberg News, Beijing.